This story takes place during World War II, when the world was burning in battle. But among the chaos, there were also soldiers trapped in enemy prisons, and one of them possessed an ancient martial art that had almost vanished from the world. Defeating him wasn't just difficult, it was impossible. The year is 1950. A man named James Wright walks into a martial arts academy where students are practicing with full focus. On the wall, there's a photograph of a man. James asks the master, "Who is this person? I want to know about him." The master replies, "He was my father." When James introduces himself, the master says, "My father told me about you. But you broke the discipline of my school by coming here unannounced." The master orders his students to throw James out. The students attack him, but James fights back with incredible skill. Though he's from the West, he fights with Japanese techniques, precise, powerful, and fluid. Within moments, all students are on the ground. Impressed, the master stops the fight and asks, "Why have you come here?" And the story flashes back to 1942, during the height of World War II. James Wright was then a British wing commander, part of the Battle of Bataan. Flying deep into enemy territory, his plane was hit by Japanese fire and crashed. He ejected in time but landed right in enemy territory, surrounded by Japanese soldiers. James fought bravely, killing several enemies, but their numbers were overwhelming. He was captured and taken to a Japanese prison camp filled with starving, broken prisoners. The camp commander, a ruthless colonel, ordered that James be taken into the jungle and executed. But when the soldiers were about to kill him, James ducked under a sword strike and counterattacked. Despite his injuries, he killed all the guards using pure martial skill. Bleeding and exhausted, James ran into the jungle, where he found an abandoned Japanese plane. It couldn't fly yet, but he believed it could be repaired. As he searched for parts, he accidentally triggered a trap and was caught again. Back at the camp, the colonel took James's belongings and said coldly, "You'll be executed tomorrow." The next day, James was forced to fight another prisoner, a brutal killer. But James defeated him easily. The Japanese officer reported to the colonel, "This man knows martial arts, he's dangerous." The colonel replied, "His time will come." Later, he summoned James and demanded, "Who taught you these techniques? No one in this age knows such fighting." James stayed silent. Enraged, the colonel ordered, "Tomorrow will be his last day." The next morning, James was forced to fight 3 prisoners at once. Reluctantly, he fought and defeated them all. His techniques were ancient, rare even in Japan. That night, he planned to steal a guard's radio to call for Allied rescue. With his fellow prisoners, he created a distraction. As the guards rushed to stop the chaos, James climbed up and took the radio to call for Allied rescue. With his fellow prisoners, he created a distraction. As the guards rushed to stop the chaos, James climbed up and took the radio. When the colonel discovered the commotion, he lined up prisoners and executed some to spread fear. But James remained unshaken. He was determined to escape. At night, James snuck out to send a message. Before leaving, he cleverly placed his boots under his blanket to make it look like he was sleeping, fooling the guards during their bed check. He sent a coded signal to the Allied forces, revealing the prison's location. But the colonel soon suspected something. He tortured James brutally, demanding to know the code. James refused. He was beaten nearly to death, yet he didn't break. A nurse, forced to work in the camp, secretly treated him. "You're the first prisoner who survived such punishment," she said. Once recovered, James returned to the camp and told his friends, "We must stay strong. Help will come soon." One day, Allied planes flew overhead, proof that rescue was near. James decided to send one more signal that night. But during the attempt, a young guard spotted them. James caught him and held a knife to his throat, but spared him, returning quietly to the camp. The next morning, the furious colonel gathered everyone. "Who left the camp last night? No one spoke. James stepped forward. It was me. The colonel brought out another prisoner and ordered James to kill him. James refused. I don't kill the helpless. The colonel had the innocent man shot. The scene horrified everyone. Later, guards attacked James, but he and his fellow prisoners fought back, injuring several. In the chaos, James's friend, Captain Miller, was captured. That night, James begged the colonel to release him. The colonel refused. James challenged him to a fight, but the colonel declined and threw him out. Determined, James told his team, "Tonight, we send that signal, no matter what." They escaped with a skilled coder and sent the message successfully. For the first time in months, hope returned. But when they came back, the camp was empty, the prisoners gone. Before they could understand, Japanese soldiers attacked. James was knocked unconscious. When he awoke, the camp was in flames. The Allies had begun their assault. The nurse freed James and the surviving prisoners. Amid chaos and gunfire, James realized they had to find another radio and escape. The prisoners revolted. The nurses killed a guard to protect them. James fought his way into the colonel's tent. The two men faced off in a final, deadly duel. The fight was fierce, swords clashing, blood flying. But soon, James overpowered the colonel. Just as he was about to strike the final blow, his sergeant shouted, "We have to go." As they left, a Japanese captain aimed a gun at James, but the colonel pushed it away, saving James's life. He knew he had been defeated and refused to win by cowardice. James and his comrades escaped through the jungle, reaching the same abandoned plane he had found earlier. The Allies dropped a hook from their aircraft, locking onto the small plane, and lifted them to safety. But many prisoners still remained behind, their fate unknown. The story returns to the present day. James stands before the son of the colonel. The young man says, "My father told me about you before he died. I want to fight you once." James agrees and defeats him easily. The son hands over James's military badge, the one his father had taken decades ago. He kept it safe all his life, the son says. James takes it, nods silently, and walks away. And that's how the story of the forgotten warrior ends, the man whose martial art and courage still live on beyond war and time.